All right. Good day. My name is Stan Rosen, and I'm reporting in from Tahoe City, California, up on the shore of Lake Tahoe. I was in the Air Force from 1969 to 1990 and retired as a lieutenant colonel in 05 from the Air Force. That's why I got my Air Force allegiance here. I was in the Air Force Academy before that for 4 years. And then I went after that and worked for industry and then came back to the government. So lots of back and forth. And I just retired from government service.
Quick question for you, going way back. So where'd you grow up?
A small town in central Texas, south of Dallas,
Right.
Corsicana.
What was the Jewish life like growing up?
Corsicana, interestingly enough, although it was a small town, population of about 25,000, was one of the small cities where a fairly decent Jewish community aggregated in the late 1800s. And so we had, I would say, easily 200, 250 families, both a Reform congregation and an Orthodox congregation. And both were very active. Each was on the order of, I'm going to guess, 100 families. But there weren't a lot of Jewish kids in the area. My age group, there were only 2 or 3, and one of them moved away at a young age. Most of the Jewish experience was associated with the congregation. This was Temple Bethel. And we had a very good experience. We were active with Shabbat services. We had our services Friday nights, and my parents were active leaders in.
When did you get this idea that you might join the military? Like where did that idea come from?
The summer of '60, shortly after the bar mitzvah, in fact. I, along with some of my friends, went to a Boy Scout jamboree. But that year, they went to a small town in Colorado called Colorado Springs, and it was really undeveloped, open pasture land out right off the interstate highway. Well, right across the highway from where we were was this new gleaming aluminum facility called the United States Air Force Academy. And we went over and took a trip of it, and I was very impressed. Didn't know much about it. We had very little military experience in my family. My dad served in World War II as a non-commissioned officer. Did his service. I think he was in the service probably 3 years, and then came home. I was interested in the space program. If you remember, about the time in 1960, we were starting to launch rockets and satellites and things like that. And I got very interested in that. And so I looked around the country for an undergraduate program in space engineering. And I only found 2. One was at MIT in Boston, and the other was at the Air Force Academy. So the Air Force Academy was on my list of places to go to, not because of my military desire, but because I wanted to study space engineering, and it was an attractive facility.
And going to the Air Force Academy, that was not really about joining the military as much as getting a chance to get into the space engineering technology area.
And you do service to the country. It was.